that's the thing about Trundle. You still have the leverage over a majority of the early game skirmishers in the game, and because Wukong kind of takes a while before he wants to start get their bases back in, get some decent purchases, and JDG can now send their bot lane towards the top side of the map, get Xiaoshu, needed the beeline back over to the Grub so that he can be there for the play. Shun is already the first one here in the river. Maybe they're trying to bait on into a fight and look for a quick pick. Nice Cyclone interrupting the crash down. Even with the flash, it's too late. On is turned off, and JDG pick up first blood.
Because Scout was just, he needed to teleport back. He needed to get his reset, get back onto the map, spend a little bit of his gold, and he had no mana. So now we've basically forced our AD carry, our jungler anyway, to use the Cyclone. Wukong will not have that up and available. BLG, though, suffering because their bottom lane have not found good trades.
Subjugate is now popped. Weaver's Wall comes in, but the Hero's Entrance does as well. Wink tries to break up the fight with the hostile takeover, but they've lost their jungler in Shun, and Wink falls next. Like you said, Alk, no Cyclone means it's a lot more difficult, but here comes Xiaoshu with the equalizer, but just forces the flash out of Elk. But Scout answers with the flash of his own and throws a giant rock at the back of Elk's head. Call the Forge God already being used by Ben as he joins the fight, but this could be good for JDG. Just a way to flash onto Ben. He flashes and he still dies anyway. Scout is in a lot of trouble. Gets smacked over the head by Knight, but they answer back on a shadow. It's an all-out brawl on the bottom side of the map.
And the new top laner for JDG comes through with a magnificent teleport flank, gets the equalizer. There we go. We come right out of the replay, and you just felt it. You knew as a Shun appreciator, you're like, I can feel him hitting the dragon. The smite, my hand not a ton in being able to take down these opponents.
Oh, here we go. It's the quota of Scout getting caught out here. He does flick them back, but he's got no reinforcements coming around anytime soon. Well, is this where it starts out?
No, not yet.
Fight. So BLG are going to have pressure on this bot lane turret, which needs to be answered. Shadow's going to quickly take a few chomps out of it, ensure that they acquire first brick off the map here. And that all of his time putting the Trundle fries in the bag for BLG has paid off, and being able to find these, small...
Xiaoshu teleporting into the mid lane tier 1. That should have been JDG holding their ground. We'll have to watch.
4,000 HP on the Dragon. Pillar already used. Weaver's Wall will separate some members here. On goes for the big engage. Hero's Entrance going to be big. Right on top. Equalizer. A lot of damage onto the front line. But the hostile takeover buys some time. And it gives JDG a momentary numbers advantage. Who's going to get the Dragon? Shun steals it from the hands of Shadow. Now he's locked in the pit. Still has a flash. Forced to use it over the wall. BLG, even with the first setup, lose the Dragon. In our first game against BLG. And I have to remind everyone, this was something that we mentioned briefly on the pre-show of this season. Okay, well, Scout's gonna die again. Despite those numbers, should still be the heavy favorites given their current split 3 season form. But Shun now has found Shadow isolated from any other members of BLG because they've already run for the hills.
I think this is
now
fun.
An opportunity. These team fights here. Pays getting aggressive in the face of Elk. Force the flash away. Wow, that was a lot of damage already. Pays is forced out of this fight, and Wink might be in trouble. Equalizer from Xiaoshu is going to try to break it up here, but the call of the Forge God for the response knocks Wink out of the park and sends the rest of JDG packing. Elk is going to look for any stragglers here, as Pays needs to ensure that he protects his bounty and does not give up that shutdown, but this should give BLG all the ground they need to secure Otacon.
Otacon and potentially a dragon afterwards. That would be Soul in 40 seconds. They're investing the teleports coming out now. BLG make a massive pick from onto JDG. That could be a mistake that if we look at the end of this game with a BLG win, we'll be coming back to this moment here and asking, where did it all go wrong? A single pick there. And hey, if you're looking at this from the good side of JDG, they didn't lose very many summoner spells. Xiaoshu ends up teleporting into mid, and it seems like JDG still want to be able to contest for this dragon. Scout, please. Oh, thank God.
Well, that is Scout Flash once again burned. Now, this big entrance from the side of BLG, this big engage tool, can now be used again to force JDG out of the pit. And they're going to have to ask themselves, do they want to take this fight? He's already in. Hero's Entrance right over the top. Equalizer trying to slow them down, but Shadow secures the Dragon. JDG, can they win the fight after? They've already lost Shun. It's a 4v5, but so many health numbers are low here. JDG will not...
BLG got the Otacon off of that bottom lane play, and because of that, they're almost a full level over all of their opponents. Knight right now is level 17.
That's a big Galio, baby. And Shadow,
Talking about this draft as, okay, BLG got a lot of frontline. Can you maybe survive some of the early game playmaking? That hasn't necessarily panned out with how slow this game has felt. I mean, 14 kills at 32 minutes. Feels like an anomaly here. Oh my god.
On. Decent pick on the On. Shadow's too tanky, but On is forced to flash Weaver's Wall with Scout, trying to make the pursuit happen. Teleport from Xiaoshu. Equalizer is good. On is pinned. He's going to get caught, but the hustle takeover is now a 5-on-4 and advantage for JDG. Call the Forge God completely is not used by Bin because he is forced to run away. JDG trying to dig deep and pull a miracle despite being down so much.
Guy for BLG.
We definitely saw a lot of flashes of brilliance from him last year, but nowhere near the consistent day in, day out performances that he has been putting on, especially in this third split of the season where we're seeing a lot more pickoffs from On. And even with the support going down, Elk is still pulling his weight for the two of them as JDG trying to find their way through this river. The pillar forces Shun to use his clone just to dash back to safety. Call the Forge God now looking for a couple members here, forcing the flash out of Scout. Pays dashes over the wall. Xiaoshu caught by the taunt, forced to flash as well. Hostile takeover. Catches only one on a Bin. Maybe they can find a pick on the Shadow quickly, but here comes the hero's entrance. Shadow falls. Knight is going to try to turn this one around, but it's only onto the clone of Shun. Shun goes back in, has one more cast of the Cyclone, gets a Knight up in this Knight, but he's too tanky, Elk. JDG still
waiting for their ultimates. 8 seconds on that Weaver's Wall and 5 here for Wink.
Trying to burn it down. Knight is forcing Scout away. Call the Forge God completely
it misses.
Unused by Bin, but they burn up Wink anyway. Shun trying to commit to the dragon, trying to burn Bin down. It should go over.
They got
Scout,
it.
It secured the soul for JDG, and now they can try to turn the fight on his head. They've already burned out Bin. Elk might be in trouble, but he's got the hero's entrance to back him up. Baron is being burned down. Already below 7,000 HP. JDG trying to step in and force them off of it. They maintain the leash. On trying to threaten him with a flank on the left side, but Xiaoshu is marking him. Call the Forge God coming through. Wink throws out the hostile takeover. Scout tries to throw up.
Shun
Killed the jungler before it goes down.
He got it!
He steals the Baron! He steals another objective away from Shadow. Pays able to take out L2. JDG are pulling a miracle out against BLG, the undefeated team. In split 3, Scout might get caught here. The taunt from Knight will land, and at least he gets some revenge. But Knight has now condemned himself to a death to JDG. It is a full ace coming in for the side of Jindong Gaming.
Oh my god, they've done it. They've got Baron. Shun has been on top of the smites, a mechanic that we have had some questions for whether or not he's really been as tight. But with 3 grubs and 20 seconds before the next member, I think JDG just won game 1.
On is up in 5 seconds, but he's not a carry. He cannot kill the waves, and the rest of JDG are operating 4 men strong. Pays and the rest of JDG will continue to maintain their undefeated game streak against BLG for the season of 2020. JDG were in maintaining advantage for Pays and Wink and sacking that of Xiaoshu. And now the composition aligns better. Shun might be able to at least grab this blue buff from Shadow before he gets there in time. Scout's recall is stopped here. He's forced to flash. The Permafrost Sun comes in from Shadow as he just might try to solo out Scout here. Does he have the satchel charge over the wall? Please, no! It's first blood for Shadow and JDG. Something happened, but now it might be Shun's turn to create some impact on the map. Xiaoshu and Bin battling to the death. And Spin is able to flash over the Shistal's impact. Xiaoshu forced to flash away as well, but now it's a sitting Croc, and he's got nowhere else to go. Good push by Xiaoshu with the W, and that is a revenge kill for JDG.
That's a great start.
Despite all of that, the funny thing is that Scout is still ahead of Knight in CS. But now Shadow might make this dive happen onto Pays and Wink. There are both sums for Pays. He tries to get the Blade Caller on the Shadow. It might be enough. Mega Inferno Bomb over the top. Pays is burned out, and the Mega Inferno Bomb is just a little too late. The snare from On walks down Wink, and that's the Fate of Warfare secured
now
for
here for Knight. So the big carries for BLG, and Knight and Elk are getting a lot of gold for themselves and opening up a big lead. There goes On.
Oh, okay. Well, On
for all intents and purposes, he thinks that that Shun could be in the area, and now no mid priority means that Shun gets invaded.
Yep, and Shun doesn't have flash from the fight before on the bottom side of the map, so this just means that the Golden Emperor himself can swoop on in, pick himself
being
his
started
first
up here. No all-out available here for Xiaoxiu, but 3 grubs could be the
flash.
turret.
He pushes Shadow to the side. On is trying to take up the turret as much as possible on that cannon minion form. But Xiaoxiu is able to stall enough time, at least for that first wave. But now El commits with the killer instinct. Shadow takes up the last turret shot. Doesn't even die. The dive is clean. And BLG extend their kill lead to 5.
That's going to be the turret. That'll be feats of strength going over to Bilibili. Upgraded boots as well. I think it plays on to Pays. Bin is really strong.
Yeah, he forced Pays to Featherstorm there. And
they can get the dragon. Wait a minute.
Shadow and Knight. Oh my god.
Give me the game. Give me the game, boys. Give me the game.
Unsealed spellbook tech. Shadow able to teleport with Knight at the same time. And they make the cross-map play happen. That's tempo gaming right there.
Holy hell. You look at Shun now. Shun was trying to get this dragon. They thought with the 2v2 there that they could hold down Bin, but he's 30 CS up on his lane opponent. Xiaoxiu has had some action go towards his lane, and while it has helped in the 1v1, so far, personally, would really favor JDG's comp if we just took nameplates off. I think Ziggs is incredibly powerful against what Bilibili are showing. Xiaoxiu does have Flash and the All-Out.
Permafrost for the first stun, all out. Takes him to the other side. Dodges the Glacial Prison stun, but is still relatively slowed. But the flash from Bin should be able to guarantee the kill. And it's the call of the Meek to the face of Xiaoxiu that brings him down. Enable and make those big plays happen.
We're seeing all the gold going to the right places here for BLG. 2-0-1 for the Azir. Say goodbye to Pays.
Jeez.
Trying to farm by himself.
Oh,
where are the
desperate they are.
Where was
how
Scout?
many members they have to overplay to this side of the map. I mean, Shadow's going to answer just to make sure that Bin doesn't die in a 1v3 scenario. So Shun and Scout are now forced away, and Knight is now collapsing. Shun is forced to flash over the wall, but he still has a permafrost stuck on top of him. Glacial Prison will extend the CC chain, and Shun, all he can do is just throw out the Impale, and it just goes wide anyway, since Shadow flashes back over the wall. Bin continues the fight. Knight is right there. Wink is trying to turn it around, but where's the damage coming through? Pays throws out the Featherstorm, looks for the Blade Caller next, but it's just not enough. They're too far behind, and BLG are wiping the floor with them, now looking for the last straggler in Scout, but this Yordle Rat's got nowhere else to go, and he's going to be sent back to the fountain.
This content is unsafe for unmature eyes right now. Jesus Christ, JDG. Yep. What was the setup there? I mean, Scout's not even auto-attacking the turret consistently, trying to utilize the passive of the Ziggs. So, all in all, it's a full-on ace for JDG, or for BLG, and they get even more turrets here. They get
of the game, taking their sweet time with the state of things, as the next few objectives should never belong to JDG or should be acquired by JDG unless a series of unfortunate events. But I don't know if Lemony Snicket could write a series of disaster worse than what JDG has experienced in the past 17 minutes of this game, Al.
Mark, I do want to get your thoughts. It's kind of gone now because they did this lower third mabobber. I'll
drifting.
I'll hold.
Ooh.
Is this the most exciting part of the game?
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
Shadow should be taking enough to survive this, right? The Impale's going to bring him back, but this is a Juwan.
It's mattering.
Wait a minute. Mega Inferno Bomb. Okay, wait a minute. JDG do get a decent pick. It's a shutdown going into the... He could have built a Locket. It would have been fine. Hell, honestly, he should just build defensive utility items after, and it'll still be fine. As JDG are about to lose another tower on the map.
He's nearby. Run the hell away, because we are not fighting these guys. We lose every single skirmish. So, I don't know what else to do, Mark. The game is kind of cooked like we were talking about. It's going to be an Otacon going over to BLG. I don't even care if JDG get the objective bounty that is this turret. And guess what? Doesn't seem like they're going to get that either.
I will say, what JDG are trying to do now, and just expend as many resources as they can to take freestanding gold and getting those objective bounties, is the way to play out this state of the game. Walk up and contest space. This is a Kaisa that is... Yeah.
Look at the summoner. I'm looking at the player cast.
Yeah, and it was a good stop by On as well, being able to catch Shun in the wall with that tangled barbs, preventing the Skarner from being able to do anything. And look at that!
Bye-bye.
Scout has been clipped by the Glacial Prison. Doesn't get a chance to flash or react to the engage coming out. Shun might be the next one on the chopping block here. Permafrost not used. The rest of BLG just taking spaces where they can. Shadow will dash back over to the safety of his team. as JDG now down to their last towers inside their base.
Man, 300 games played between Bin and On together. Obviously playing here on this BLG roster for a while, and then eventually, or previously playing on a Suning roster. Here goes On.
Two-man Pop Blossom. Shun is able to answer back with an Impale onto Shadow, but this guy is way too tanky to be brought down early. And JDG just do not have enough firepower to be able to knock down this Boar Rider.
Uh-oh, buddy. You are lost. You are in no man's land. It's going to be the ultimate coming out from him. That should just be Baron. You can see that BLG are hunting right now.
No mercy in this dojo. BLG will ensure that there are no survivors. And JDG now operating down a man, trying to compete for BLG in the space of the red quadrant. And Shun gets clipped inside the wall. That's a dead Scorpion. Don't tell Captain Flowers, otherwise he's going to be sad. And BLG now extend the man advantage to 5 versus 3. Surely this is a Baron secure.
Every time we come out of these kills on this Shun, I'm just looking at player cams, and it's On laughing, and it's Shun's laughing. He knows. They're enjoying some of the previous camaraderie they would have had as teammates. I just want to really focus on the difference that's happening in the bottom lane right now. Elk has maintained somewhere between a 3,500 to 4,000 gold lead over FaZe for a large majority of this game. And you look at how Elk has been performing. I know we called him Mr. Consistent in last game, but you look at some of his stats. For 80 carries, so one of the few things you need to be really good about is generating resources for himself. We'll see this now. He's trying to generate no resources here for FaZe.
Uh-oh. But Elk has a cleanse, thankfully, but Wing catches him with the grand entrance.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, BLG
Caster Curse
just lost their 80 carry. That's a big shutdown bounty going over to the hands of JDG. And a well-timed and a well-necessary one as well. But I still don't think it's going to be enough to offset the deficit that BLG have over the hands of JDG.
Wink is looking for a flank. I don't know. What I was trying to set up there is that, like, when you talk about CS per minute, Elk is 6th in the league overall. Gold per minute, 1st overall. Let's see if they can make it happen here, JDG.
Wink finds another grand entrance onto Knight, but a great flash into the Emperor's Divide pushes all of his foes backwards. Xiaoshu tries to pursue him through it all, just does not have enough gas to be able to actually finish off the golden left hand himself, and BLG able to bounce back from a disastrous comeback made by JDG in Game 1 to show that they are just as dominant as ever and will pick up their first win against JDG in the season of 2025.
Well, if you're a Beichuan or Wei fan, this does mean
away from the 5-on-5 structure with this Yorick pick, Alec. So now this introduces some side lane split pushing capabilities, and I wonder if BLG just looked at the 5-man setup.
There are a few moments where you can actually take advantage of it, but in terms of your... Oh, wait a minute. This is a gank. This is a gank. Oh my god.
Yep. FaZe had the defensive position over to the left. Wink, not the same story. And how powerful Braum can be in those skirmish scenarios where it's a bunch of champions stacked on top of spawning on that tri-bush. Shun will be able to at least push Elk back in a way, but On might go down here. Does have glacial fissures because he is level 6. He's also got exhaust and flash, and even Scout arrives towards the top side of the map, will give himself his first kill of the game and ensure the demise of the support of BLG. Knight is now here to cover, but Shun is going to look now for Elk. The shockwave is flashed by Shun. Well done by the jungler of JDG. And Knight has no real response about that because it just might set them up for success for this dragon fight. But On is sitting on top of a ward. Wing is looking to re-engage. Headbutt, pulverize, Volt Breaker right on top. On tries to flash away. Stand behind me to Elk. Now Shadow re-engages and he's got Knight in his back pocket looking for a shockwave. Has yet to use it. It's coming off cooldown. Doesn't even need it for now. Elk guns down the cow. And now Scout could be the next one to fall, but he's able to get enough distance between him and the rest of the BLG. It is a good look for them to give a priority for the second dragon and just invest resources into trying to get Scout ahead of Knight.
Knight was uncomfortable. Maybe they make a play going back in because they still have ultimates. They still have abilities to play with.
Shun going in. He finds the cease and desist right on top of Knight. Massive knockup from Wink. Can Scout get in there? But good shield from Braum as he's able to block damage. But Paze finds Knight in the back line with that Moonlight Vigil. And now Paze trying to step up and be the hero for JDG. But Shun goes out. Shadow flashing forward onto Paze. Paze can only go forward, but is he going to get any kills back? No! BLG turn the tides of the battle and now find themselves ahead in the game.
I want to watch that back because I don't think Wink was doing his damnedest to make sure that Aphelios can fire. That is his entire job this game, is stop Xin Zhao from getting onto him, stop Braum from applying any meaningful CC. So BLG, they get kills, they get Scout's flash as well, and they grab the mid-tier turret so that they can get Elk some more gold. This is a huge win for BLG, and gold back into the pocket.
Complete 100-0 anytime soon. He went for the Leandry so that he could at least burn the HP off of that Rod of Ages stacking on Knight's Orianna there.
And the mid lane tier 1 here. So this means it is so much easier, more convenient for Elk and Bin. Push those lanes out, get into the spot so you can get this dragon. So third dragon of the game goes over to BLG, and honestly, yeah, this is a huge mistake coming in from BLG. Shadow's gonna move on over now, but it's already too late. Scryers comes out, Wink knocks him out. That's Otacon for free going over to JDG.
As Wink engaging onto Shadow for a knock-up there, Shadow answers back. Glacial Fissure will slow down the fight. Wink might be in trouble, already popping the ultimate for damage reduction. Shadow has him walked down with the dark possession. Scout goes in, Shun onto the backline, looking to blow up Elk. They got the Lucian, and now JDG, can they carry out the fight? On's gonna be the next target to fall. Shadow trying to turn the fight around, looking for Scout on this Aurora and blow up these stacks here as they finally knock out the Aurora. But Xiaoshu is dancing on the picks of a triple kill. It's a 2v2, but Shadow will find Shun alongside Bin, and I don't think Xiaoshu can find a 1v2 in this scenario. He's got a lot more HP. He tries to fly.
He's doing it!
Looks for Shadow. Can he find Bin next? But he has to deal with the Maiden and the power of the sustain of this Yorick. Xiaoshu is doing his damnedest, but in the end, it's Giga Bin that stands over them all.
And our former Royal Never Give Up top laners go at it in a duel. It is a verified quadra kill here for Xiaoshu, taking 4 members of BLG down and unable to do the rest. I mean, fight the end.
This calculation could have costed JDG. They're still down in gold, but a quick pick on the On could at least give them a small advantage for this next dragon that just spawned. Hang on, Xiaoshu catching Shadow as well. There's no flash on the Xin Zhao. He tries to push him away with the Crescent Guard, but it was into the wall, so not that much distance gained. JDG just took 2 members off the map, and that's Baron.
And that might be the honeymoon over for BLG, as now JDG get access to the Baron. They get 2 free kills off of that. The only thing that's going well, thank you to our observers, BLG grabbing the dragon at the same time. Yorick already moving into that, so that'll be Dragon Soul Point here for Bilibili. But JDG are winning fight after fight, and strength completed as well. But how much can they actually get done on the side lane right now? Because you look at this, they're just now going onto this mid-tier 1. It's going to be a single turret earned during this play, and they'll still have 2 minutes after this Baron subsides before that dragon spawns.
Yeah. For BLG's sake, they are now on Soul Point. And Chemtech Soul is a lot stronger these days than we might have remembered it earlier in the season. And it will favor a composition. Now the rest of JDG pushing up on the bottom side of the map. Scout pushing solo into the mid lane. BLG getting a little scary, trying to jump onto Shun now as he tries to walk away. The concussive blows fully stacked, knocked up. Shockwave connects as well. Shun is deleted from Summoner's Rift, and Paze is going to be next. The flash away. What for? The concussive blows stack up anyway. They lose Wink in just a flash, and just like that, Alk, everything goes wrong for JDG, and BLG severely interrupted the teleport with the displacement. Xiaoshu at least will take Elk off the map, and Scout tries to take a tier 2 turret off away from BLG as well. But
cancels the teleport, as we had noted. Now we got the teleport from Scout. I think this is very fake. He's trying to clear the minion wave. What is this? You're just going to die?
There's not a minion wave to really clear, and Scout might have just compromised his position, forced the flash as well. And just like that, Scout loses both summoner spells to not really gain anything.
We should have just saved this. They need to chase no longer available for JDG.
Yeah, it is quite frustrating, as any JDG fan will tell you, to see advantages seemingly be thrown away like this. But BLG They are dominant for a reason. They're able to find these windows to punish. Xiaoshu might be the next one, forced to flash away. Shun sends it, but does he have any follow-up? Not really. He tries to flash away, but he still ends up dying. And BLG finding Scout. He uses the weirding to at least buffer through the shockwave and force to use between worlds to get out of harm's way. But BLG will now have guaranteed control of this soul.
Oh, man. I'm conflicted. I feel like the two wolves inside me are barking at each other. Because on one hand, I really want to be excited for BLG. I've been such a member all about entrenchment. How are you ever supposed to walk up through an Oriana ball here as JDG? You need to force the issue. They're already late on the mid wave. BLG are going to choke them.
Going to be giving JDG a freebie like that in Game 3. At least they should not on paper, but a teleport is coming in from Scout. A last-ditch effort. This could decide the game as Shun is going to send it on to Elk. He has Flash and Barrier. Scout is able to join up with him. The GA is going to be procced here. Massive damage from Pays with the Moonlight Vigil and the Infernum Gun, but Elk is now able to survive. The Flash from Pays gets himself away from Shadow, and a good knockup from Wink. Distance himself, but Xiaoshu will fall and pay the price. Wink is the next one, and BLG, even with the engage from JDG, still stand tall with all 5 members on their squad. They rout off Pays, and BLG are about to put the final nail in the coffin, and they will finally put to rest the undefeated streak from JDG in series score.
JDG, they beat him up twice in the regular season of last split, but it won't matter. BLG, this honeymoon continues. Shun goes on a one-way mission to go tag some former teammates. It's not enough. BLG are looking to continue being 5-0 in the LPL.
Game 1 does not matter in the eyes of BLG. It's all about how you finish the series in the end. BLG will take down JDG 2-1.
A very,